Go live. Yo, yo, what's good? Make sure we get this right. Okay. Yo, shouts out to everybody in the chat. I'm gonna just wait for some more people to get up in here, and then we'll start talking about the chapter. We'll start talking about One Piece. I don't really care to talk about the chapter too much, but I think certain things haven't been said about Egghead, and well, I'm not gonna say things haven't been said. I'll say that I haven't seen the the discourse on these said topics. I brought them up in Red Snitch Shanks said I'm Bow, by the way. I think that's cap. But I'm gonna let you rock out. What's good, chat? Yeah, man, I haven't talked about One Piece in a minute. I've been doing some things, but I definitely want to get into it. I want to talk about some One Piece for a little bit. I might get some people in here. I might send a link out or something. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay. My apologies. So I'm just gonna refresh my memory real quick with this chapter because at the end of it was the real meat of the chapter for me. Not the very end, but like but especially the part where the narrator came in. I'm not gonna lie, got me a little tingly inside. It's kind of hype. Yeah, I'm not talking about like the very, very end. I'm just talking about the part where the narrator came in. But I was happy that we finally got the uh, the traitor plot out of the way. So that was good. What's good, Carter? What's good, man? What's good, chat? What's good, everybody? Do you think the Grand Fleet will show up? No, I don't. I don't. But because it depends on it depends on what you think. Okay, so there's a couple of things, right? Now, now, if you say, right, that the Grand Fleet shows up at Egghead, then I would beg you to tell me why they didn't show up in Wano, because Luffy, quote unquote, or Luffy was very hurt, very damaged, several times throughout Wano, and at one point he even died. So why wouldn't the Grand Fleet show up to Wano at that point? Because I think that the beginning of Wano, whenever Luffy got knocked out, was grounds to take Luffy, or it was grounds for the Grand Fleet to come. I think that throughout Wano, right, like it was highlighted the numbers, and how many numbers were on Kaido and Big Mom's side versus the Alliance. And I remember I would always say that if you take Luffy, if you take Kid, they are stronger than anybody on Kaido and Big Mom's side, except for Kaido and Big Mom. Like before they even powered up from the fights that they actually had in Wano, they were already stronger than these first mates, right? Which is to be expected. But like I feel like on Kaido's side and on Kaido and Big Mom's side, it was really maybe 10 quality fighters at best, and then maybe 20, maybe. But I'll double down on the 10, right? Or 15, 10 to 15. That's what I'll say. So I'll meet you in the middle. Pause. But the quality of fighters on the Alliance side was so much more deep, and they were focusing on the numbers. So I thought that before that, I thought the numbers were going to be more formidable. I thought I thought there were going to be more stronger fighters amongst the Kaido, or amongst the Beast Pirates and the Big Mom Pirates. I thought if the Big Mom Pirates didn't get fucking shafted down to the waterfall, then that could have made for some actual good fights, would have made, more sense. More characters would have got to shine, but then it would have also felt like some overwhelming odds, I should say, if you incorporate the Big Mom Pirates. Like let's just say Smoothie. If Smoothie is anything that she was supposed to be, then her presence alone would have been something different. But I don't know about the Alliance showing up. I think that Dragon's gonna show up, because if whenever you look, and that's just to answer the question in layman's terms, and that, which started the original tangent. So why have Dragon and Vegapunk on the phone at the beginning of the arc for it to lead nowhere? And then you go into this backstory, and then you're expanding on Dragon and Vegapunk's relationship. You're learning more about Vegapunk and Dragon, where their background, so on and so forth, right? Their connection to Ohara. You kind of learn where Dragon's motivations seem to stem from, essentially, right there. I hope they go a little bit deeper into that. It can't just be that. It can't just be the same as Robin's, more or less. But anyways, I think that if you plug something in like that pivotal at the beginning, especially with these two characters who we want to see so much more of, and who we've been speculating on, who we know how important they are to the story. We just came out of Wano, and like Wano, whatever you feel, it's nice to see that people are still raving and talking about Egghead the way that they are. But anyways, I think that Dragon shows up, and like it's like this Egghead incident. If you think that the Egghead incident is the incident that the narrator was referring to and foreshadowing, at the end of chapter 800, after they did the toast with the sake cups, then that's fair. I can't say anything bad about you if you think that, or if that's your, if that's what you believe. I think that what they were referring to though was the final war. I think that's when the alliance is going to show up, and but on the contrary, right? To aid to the Grand Fleet showing up at Egghead, which would be amazing. Which I think that would be dope. The whole Grand Fleet. Maybe some of them. If they did show up to Egghead, like, hold on. Yo, Brago, you tripping? Yo, they wilding in the chat. But anyways, um, listen, man, like, yo, y'all crazy. So if you have Dragon show up, there are a lot of different ways that can play out. So here's one of them, right? You gotta, like, what I've always remained consistent with, I feel, is that the pacifistas, the Seraphim, whatever you're gonna say, they're going to turn on the world government per se. Yo, man, Henry, mind your business. Leave me alone. Nah, I haven't been reading the comments the entire time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was talking, bro. I was talking, just trying to get my shit off. Let me see here. I might invite some people. But the end of this chapter, right? With whatever incident that they're referring to, I don't know what you guys think it is, and I don't know I don't know, like if y'all think that the Grand Fleet is going to show up, whatever it may be. I just think this is going to be another incident that Luffy does, that gets the world talking about him. So there's two things, right? Kizaru is here, and this member of the Gorosei is here. And what I think we can all agree that the significance of the Gorosei being here is because of the Seraphim. And the reason why I want to stress this so much is because the Seraphim, they do seem to be pretty overwhelming. But I don't think that Luffy or Zoro have tried their hardest to defeat them yet. And I don't think it's going to be something where it's going to be both of them defeating one. I think each of them are capable of defeating a Seraphim. I mean, like, look at what Sanji just did in this chapter. Sanji has a nice little durability feat now. And man, I don't understand. I do understand the holding them back, to preserve the story so that, like, they just don't destroy him immediately. But that leads me to say this as well. There are gonna be more Seraphim. If they had Kaido experimenting on Kaido and all of these things, they're gonna be some more Seraphim, and they're gonna be from all of the characters in the world that we've seen. Maybe that's gonna be the way that we see characters like Roger, characters like Rocks, characters that have died. Maybe that's how we see them in the canon story. Now, I know that's like some Edo Tensei shit, but I wouldn't mind it. Okay? I would not mind it because it'll give more characters a chance to shine, I guess. But it's also like, how important are you going to make the Seraphim? And what is going to be their function? What are they going to do? Because they're supposed to replace the warlords. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of it is, do you guys think that Kizaru is going to be defeated? So I'm of the belief that Luffy is going. So an admiral. I don't think it's ever been publicized that an admiral has been defeated by a pirate. Not to say that it hasn't happened before, right? Not to say that it hasn't happened. I don't think that it's ever been publicized because the world government and the Marines would do anything to protect their reputation. So I think for the first time ever in this this great pirate era is gonna be an admiral defeated by a pirate or by an opposition. So it'll be who I think the main candidates to defeat an admiral are. I would say Luffy, I would say Sabo, I would say Blackbeard, and those are my three. Now, I can give you the reason why I throw Blackbeard in there is because Blackbeard has Aokiji, and although Aokiji is not technically a part of the Marines, he would still be of that admiral tier, and he has ties to the Marines. Then Luffy, right now we got this inevitable face off that's about to happen. That's gonna happen probably by summer, I say, between Luffy and Kizaru. Now, I don't know what you guys think about this, and I don't know, like, I think it's possible. It's possible that Kizaru is defeated. But the Egghead incident could also be Vegapunk getting off what the actual name of the old ancient civilization is. That could also be the Egghead incident. The Egghead incident could also be Dragon pulling up to Egghead, which I think is inevitable. I think it's happening. There's no way that it's not. If like you telling me like listen, right? So you telling me that this the first time in all of these years that Vegapunk has been on Egghead, that he's talking to Dragon? You think this the first that was the first time at the beginning of the arc? So when you look at things like that, right? When if he's been talking to Dragon, which I think has been the case for a very, very long time. I mean, it's not a coincidence that Vegapunk's main test subject was Dragon's old number 2 in the Revolutionary Army. That's not coincidence, everyone. The main reason why Vegapunk was able to get this Seraphim stuff going was Kuma, was all of these other experiments that he's done. Kuma has been one of the main focal points of that research. And that was Dragon's old number 2. Come on. Put the pieces together. It's not too hard. I promise. Let's see here. Yo, everybody, like the stream for me. Like the stream. Like the stream. Please. It helps a lot. It helps a whole lot. I'm sorry. Let's see. What moment / chapter made you start to like Dragon? Whenever he popped up, and I remember Luffy couldn't touch Smoker at all, and Dragon just stopped him dead in his tracks. That was when I was like, yo, wait, this nigga's doing something different. Cause how is he able to stop him? And Luffy's not. And Luffy's not weak. Like, whenever Logtown comes around, you can't say that Luffy is weak. Inexperienced, yes. Yeah, like when I first seen Dragon, I just like my mind just started going. I'm like, what did he do? Like I didn't understand why he could stop Smoker and Luffy couldn't. And then that green shit that like went over, bro, that shit was going over the whole entire island. And then before they got to Logtown, they were like, Nami said, what did she say? She said there wasn't supposed to be a storm coming this way. So that shit was not natural. That shit wasn't like, we've seen how talented Nami is, or Nami was, and like that wasn't happening. Nami would have known that shit was coming. So like I credit Dragon to having one of the first like island level feats, and like niggas is like like niggas will say, oh well, we still haven't seen anything, bro. It's not often that you see a character with the island level feat. And people will say that like the Dragon doesn't have feats. I'll say that it's a little crazy to me that Dragon was not at the Reverie. It was absolutely crazy that he wasn't. I'll say that. But like I don't know why people try to question like Dragon's strength. People even are trying to question Dragon's like influence because of that Sabo shit. But it's like that nigga Sabo is a wild one. He's a wild boy. Like I feel like the equivalent to what they're saying about Sabo, like his influence almost being more than Dragon's, is like if people were to say that about Ace with Whitebeard, when Ace was coming up and when Ace was blazing the seas, no pun intended, and if somebody were to say that or that Ace's influence was rivaling Whitebeard's at the time, because I mean Whitebeard was just dormant. He really wasn't doing much. He was gatekeeping the throne. I feel like that would be like in the same breath if that happened. Like if they said that about Ace. Like think about all of the stuff that Ace did to get him to be the infamous pirate that he was. It's very well possible at some point somebody was like, yeah, like this dude is crazy. He's, the rate that he's going to be more influential, or, whatever. Yeah, bro, I was pushing ZKK for a little bit. I think there was some credibility to the theory. I didn't think it was gonna be something that Zoro did by himself. I've always said that it was gonna be a tag team effort between him and Luffy. Um, because of like just all of the what would you say, the hints, the foreshadowing. I mean, like, all the way in chapter 997 or 996, whenever Zoro like yelled out that um he came to cut Kaido to pieces. Like, I don't understand why you put that in there. I mean, he did cut him. He left a scar on him. But like, I feel like the the subtle things with like Zoro and Enma, and like Big Mom telling Kaido to get out of the way. I'm not saying that, like I would have liked to see Zoro land one of those big blows that Big Mom told Kaido to dodge. I would have loved to see. I can't grow a beard. I can't grow a beard. I just got this little goat. I would have loved to see Zoro hit one of those attacks on Kaido, where he threw the one where Big Mom told him to dodge. I feel like an attack like that would have fucked Kaido up. Yeah, bro. I feel like, and I don't know. I feel like you could still have Luffy do the Gear 5 shit, right? But like, Law and Kid fought Big Mom by themselves, and Luffy fought Kaido and got killed and came back to life and all of that. And um I feel like maybe if you would have extended like Luffy and Zoro fight, like if Luffy and Zoro would have learned the Conquerors hockey shit together. Like, I mean, Luffy learned it, and then Zoro did it too. So it's like they both was doing it. But like, I feel like if Zoro would have got some more cuts on Kaido and then went down to fight King, cuz like that cut, like it was cool cuz it happened with Ashura. But like, aside the cut happening with Ashura, it was very underwhelming. The amount of damage, how big it was, how pivotal it was in the fight going forward. Like, we saw it, at random times throughout the fight, and the animation is amazing throughout like the majority of this fight. It's fucking great. Um, I can't wait till they take just all of the clips from the fight and put it into one on YouTube. I'm gonna always be putting that shit on because this is actually like a really nice fight. But the cut was underwhelming, you know, and I feel like Zoro should have done a little bit more. Like, he should have cut him some more. He definitely should have cut him some more. Because it's like you saying, hey, I came here to cut Kaido into pieces. He calls himself the very strongest. I'm trying to be the strongest swordsman in the world. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, cool, bro. Cool. So if that's what you're here to do, then to go do that. Jump off the porch. Go cut this nigga. And like, he didn't he didn't cut him when he had like the advanced conquerors hockey mastered, unlocked on all three of his swords, and I think that shit would have really messed him up. um I don't know, I just feel like there was like there could have been more, because it's like, also, you want to, I mean, I know it's a little too late in saying this, but like, you want Zoro and Luffy to have some relationship on screen, right? That goes deeper than the captain giving his right hand man orders, you know, than just simple trust in one another. You want to see them like learning together, like improving at the same time. And once again, they did do that. Like Luffy did it with Kaido, and then Zoro went down and did it with King. But like, bro, that cut was just a little. I feel like it could have been better, or it could have been more. Bro, Yamato should have fought a commander, should have done something. Like, she was there to help Momo, but like, I feel like after the nigga turned into the dragon, and then he took Luffy up to the roof, bro. You should have let Cuz thug it out by herself. For real. What type of fight would Prime, Roger, and Rayleigh be, in your opinion? I say like a high diff. I don't think it would be a mid diff. Because I think back then, and that, like, if you were to do a top 10 characters back in that day, Rayleigh would definitely be in your top 10. So and my theory is that nobody in the top 10 mid diffs anybody in that same top 10. So like, if you take the top 10 from right now, so if you gonna do something like take Big Mom and Kaido out of your top 10 now, because you don't know if they're dead or alive, or you believe that they're dead so they shouldn't be in there, whatever. I know I've noticed that people are taking Big Mom and Kaido out of their top 10 now, after Wano. So whoever you put in that top 10, right? Nobody in that top 10 is mid diffing. All of those fights are high diff minimum, at maximum extreme. Yeah, high difficulty without question. I think the original Vegapunk is gonna survive. Nah, Wallace, no mid diffs in the top 10. If Roger was 100 overall back then, I would say Rayleigh is more like a 96, 97. Because if Roger's a 100, I would say Whitebeard's a 99, 99.5. Cause like but who do you say is stronger out of Roger and Whitebeard? Are they both 100? Billy Bob says only Admirals and Yonko are in the top 10. Billy Bob, I guarantee you, when the series of One Piece ends, Zoro is gonna be in your top 10. 1,000% Zoro is gonna be in your top 10. My overall thoughts on Egghead is that it's good. I like it. I like it a lot. This is gonna be the first time that we have an admiral in the arc again. Like for a long time, like actually in the arc since Dressrosa. Green Bull counts, or he don't really count because he just showed up to help Shanks on his press run. Rayleigh is a 90 tops and he has advanced Conquerors hockey. Nah, bro, that's crazy. That's crazy, bro. Rayleigh was a hockey master. That nigga was crazy. What's good? What's good, chat? Everybody that just came in here liked the stream. So let me see. Let me read this though. Only one day remains before the infamous Egghead incident. So, hey, speaking of that, right? So, look, I put on Twitter that that Dragon was gonna come. Somebody said he's too far, bro. This nigga Shanks got all the way from one side of the world to Marineford in a couple of days, bro. You telling me that Dragon can't get to Egghead? Like when him and Vegapunk was just talking, Vegapunk's talking about death, all of that. That's like, bro, that's literally a sign, like screaming without doing it. Hey, come help me out, nigga. I need your help. Hello, hello, nigga. Come on. That's literally him doing that. However, the wheels of this tale were set into motion 3 months ago. 3 months prior, the Holy Land marriage. This is Egghead. Come in. I want to speak to somebody with power. Dr. Vegapunk is researching the Void Century. CP5 agents were dispatched to verify this tip, but their inspection revealed nada. And their ship mysteriously disappeared as it attempted to leave Egghead. CP7 and CP8 were both deployed to shed light on the situation. However, no government ships returned from Egghead. Dun dun dun. This is Egghead again. Put me through to the top brass. The conversation between the 5 elders and this individual totally exposed the full extent of the genius science's treachery. And so, the elders decided to order Dr. Vegapunk's assassination. It fell to Cypher Pole Isa Zero to execute the mission. However, the 5 elders anticipated that Vegapunk would resist, so they sent one of their own, escorted by Admiral Kizaru. And then who are all of these niggas, right? They also reinforced the fleet they deployed with backup from several naval branches. So let's make a bet right here, right? Are these niggas gonna do anything? Are they gonna do anything? And like, look, bro. Zoro and Luffy got Conqueror's hockey now. So these little niggas out here that are peons like this, they just need to knock them out with their Conquerors. Like, can we see some of that? Like, I know we see advanced Conquerors and how amazing that is. But we need to see some niggas get knocked out by Conqueror's hockey. Let's keep it simple. Let's keep it simple. Let's not forget the things that reeled us in at the beginning. Okay? Continuity. Keep it right there. Okay? We need to see some niggas get knocked out by Conqueror's hockey. Like, I want to see this nigga Luffy flexing. I want to see Zoro flexing. I want to see all of these niggas flex. And then look, right? Would it be even crazier? Luffy and Zoro, they knock some of these niggas out, right? And then this nigga Kizaru jump down, boom, put the Conqueror's hockey on y'all niggas too. What's up? And then he knocks some of they niggas out. Like, what if this nigga knocked Chopper bitch ass out? Bro, come on, man. Tell me that shit wouldn't be funny. So, anyways, the sudden and unexpected appearance of Emperor Straw Hat Luffy's ship. Hey, I like that shit. They calling this nigga Emperor. Emperor. Great pirate. I'm ready to give the straw hat back, nigga. Left the government forces feeling more than a little disquieted by this complication. Did you say Straw Hat? This nigga Akainu. Hey, bro. Bruh. I think it would be hilarious if listen, so this is how wild my imagination goes. Like, bro, you know how we never seen Kong and shit, right? But Kong was the fleet admiral. So what if this nigga Akainu is like, we finally see that nigga away from the HQ and this nigga's going. He's like, fuck that shit. I'm about to go find Luffy. I'm about to go find them. And he's like having, or he's having a little monologue, and he's like, I'm not gonna be the only fleet admiral that's just sitting up in the post. And then he has a little flashback to Kong, or he's thinking about like how Kong used to go do that shit. Like, I feel like that would be great at like tackling just little subtle things without going too much into it. But that's high hopes, because I don't think we're gonna see Akainu leave the fleet admiral post. Like, as much as dope as that shit would be, I don't think that shit gonna happen. You said you can't hear me? Yeah, my manga is on indefinite hiatus, but I've actually gone under some different changes, or some new changes. So I'm back in a creative space where I can go crazy and do what I want to do. So you'll see some Anchor soon. You'll see some Anchor very soon. Don't you fret. Don't you fret. This chain of events is going to culminate tomorrow, and the outcome will shock the world. And then you have this shit with York being revealed to be the traitor. But I think Vegapunk is gonna survive. I think that nigga is gonna make it out, but still inevitably die, and like tell them the name of the ancient kingdom. Cause like, how many Vegapunks are left? There's like, Shaka's gone now, and there was another one that was killed. I don't know how many more have been killed. I'd have to go back. I don't remember off the top of my head, but like, bro, what should happen is, like, you see how Zoro is running away from how Zoro is going to go find the S-Hawk, and Luffy's in front of the Kuma one, and Sanji's in front of the Jinbei one. Like, they should all beat these niggas in like one chapter, bro. I'm sorry. Like, get these niggas the fuck out the way. Like, until these little dudes grow up or something, like, nah, they gotta get up out of here. Like, because these niggas should be way too strong for. They should be way too strong for these little niggas, man. They kids, bro. They kids. Drop these niggas. Yeah, I heard about the Andrew Wiggins shit, but I heard that shit is also rumors, so I ain't even gonna touch that. But, more power to the people. Nah, the Seraphim, look, listen, the Seraphim can be strong, but the Seraphim are kids. So the next time that we see them, they're not going to look like this. They're going to be stronger. And like, man, listen, I think that it is not too much to ask if if the Straw Hats can't beat some Seraphim, then like there ain't no chance that they beating an Admiral. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, why haven't Zoro and Luffy used Advanced Conqueror's Haki yet? That's kind of crazy. Hey, man. Andrew Wiggins is out from playing with the Warriors. It started out as an injury and then became some personal stuff, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Uh, yeah, he hasn't been playing, and it's unfortunate because the Warriors would be so much better if he was there playing that defense that he was playing last year that won in the championship. And bro, the Lakers are piss poor. Like it actually pisses me off. It pisses me off. It makes me want to cry. Yeah, the West is wide open. The West is absolutely wide open. Bow, 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 bow. I don't know, man. I think the West being like as stacked and being as close as it is, um, man, I think that's kind of crazy. Oh yeah, bro. If the Lakers can stay afloat and if Bron comes, if Bron is able to come back, yeah, bro. Nobody wants to see the Lakers. Nobody. Nobody wants to see the Lakers. Nobody wants to see the Lakers. I truly believe that. And so let me say this about the Lakers, right? So a couple of days, it was the night that they played the Rockets, right? So they were 34 and 35, right? So they had a chance. They had another chance to be 500, to be at 500. The last chance that they had to be at 500 was against the Knicks. They blew that. They lost to the Knicks without Jalen Brunson, which was terrible. Anthony Davis played terrible, but they choose not to play Anthony Davis in this Houston game. So where they could have gotten tied for they could have gotten tied for the seventh seed because the Timberwolves played the Celtics that night. So I knew that was going to be an easy dub or an easy L for the Timberwolves. So that's who they have to leapfrog. They have to leapfrog the Timberwolves to get to that sixth seed. And they also have to they have to get past OKC. It's like OKC, the Mavs. Who else is in front? Like directly in front of them, the Timberwolves, and that's it. But like, there's a chance that the Clippers could fall in the standings, and there's a chance that the Warriors could fall. The Lakers really can't lose no more games if they're really trying to get to the 6th seed. Like if they're really trying to get to the 6th seed, and then also like the Jazz can come through and eliminate the Lakers from even being in the play-in if the Lakers don't take them seriously. Yeah, the Lakers are the 9 seed right now. But look at their record. They're tied with OKC, I think. Let me see. I think I just had it up. Let's see. Yeah, if the Lakers win tonight, they're going to be the 8th seed. So you got the Mavericks. So look, if the Lakers beat the Mavericks tonight, then they're gonna have the same record. They're gonna be 35 and 36, both of them. So then the Lakers will leapfrog them, and then they'll be in front of the Mavs. And then they're tied with OKC, and they've played one more game than Utah, but Utah's 33 and 36. So they gotta beat the Mavs tonight. And then I think they play the Magic. They play Orlando. Then they play I think the Suns. And then they play OKC. And they gotta beat OKC too. And they gotta beat the Suns. The Warriors are 36 and 34. Yeah, it'll be hard for the Lakers to jump over the Warriors. Bron would have to come back hooping, and the Lakers like can't lose. They might not even be able to finish this. Let's see. I'd have to look at everybody's schedules. Had to look at everybody's schedules, but the Lakers got easy schedule, and they blowing it. And like I'm pretty sure the hardest team that the Lakers got to play before the season ends is the Suns one time and then the Clippers one time. And the Suns don't have KD. They don't got a lot of depth on their bench. Mm. Mm. So they play the Mavs today. They play Orlando, then they play the Suns, and they play OKC. But Bulls back to back. They gotta beat Utah in them last 2 days of the season. Or the last day of the season. Oh, brother. Bro, I don't think anybody wants to see the Lakers at all. hopefully Bron is able to come back. Yeah, I hope he's able to come back. I really do. Yo, I think this nigga Bron is gonna come back looking like a whole new, like this nigga's gonna come back looking like Goku. Whenever he got out of the ship on Namek, nigga's gonna nah, bro, nah, that nigga different. Like he's just gotten a significant amount of time to rest, and if he does come back, I don't think like if he didn't think he could come back, I don't think he would be putting like hints out and shit like he's been. So I think the rest is like always good for somebody like that who don't cheat the game and who plays as much as he can. So that's like I'm not even like thinking about like the negatives. I'm not even thinking about the negatives. But like if he injured and he can't play, then it is what it is. Hopefully the Lakers. Hopefully this is an opportunity for the Lakers to see that AD really ain't like that, and they trade him. Because like you got to decide. You know, you can't keep wasting Bron's prime years in this or like these years of him playing like this, and 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 like this is what I'll say about Bron. I think or about AD. I think AD is one of Bron's best teammates because especially like right now in Bron's career, he don't really play defense like that. He'll maybe play some defense in the playoffs, maybe. Um, but right now he don't play defense and he really just be conserving himself for the playoffs. So like you got somebody like AD who's anchoring the defense and who's going crazy, with the blocks, so on and so forth. That's more than making up for like, or I'm not gonna say that's more than making up for Bron on defense, but that's kind of like an offset because like you still get the like LeBron on the offensive end, and you get AD on the offensive end as well. Um, I think that you either got to decide, okay, we gonna get another star and we gonna surround him with defense, or we all in on Anthony Davis, and nah, I know, bro. I know he plays defense, but he's not playing defense possession to possession, possession to possession, and like making an impact on the defensive end. I don't think until the playoffs is like when he's gonna make an impact on the defensive end from his defense. He'll have little spurts here and there, but it's not like he's making any. It's not like he's making any defensive teams or anything like that. Like that's what I'm saying. Um, I think that you got to decide like if you're gonna go all in with like the offense and decide to get like 3-and-D guys, so on and so forth, um, or stay true with the AD experiment, which is cool. Like I like AD, but the name of the game is consistency, and like everybody struggles with consistency. I think that's AD's biggest problem. I think we can all agree on that, is that it's consistency. Nobody questions AD's talent. Nobody questions AD on either end of the floor, you know. But I think that it's like, the what game was it with the Knicks? He had 8 points, and then another game he had, he went for a 30 piece. It's like when you disappear like that in games, and like, we hear him in the in the press conference talking about, yeah, it's my fault, I need to play better. Like, it's like, bro, that's cool, you can say that and shit, but like, it don't really mean nothing. But I don't know. Like, consistency is just the name of the game, and I hope the Lakers can stay afloat until Bron is able to come back. And if he's not able to come back, then make the moves that you need to get ready for next season. Yeah, I mean, I think the Lakers' problems definitely go way deeper than the players on the team. It's the management. Like, I don't know what they was thinking with this last little roster that they had. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see my nigga Bron get one. And if it's not Bron, somebody to come out of the West. Who I would want it to be the most is Bron. And then I guess after that would be Luka. Luka and Kyrie. Those would be the people I want to see win the most. I want to see Philly come out of the East. Yeah, I want to see Philly come out of the East. Yeah, I think he'll raise one more. I think he'll get five. I think he'll get five, but his window his window is like this. His window's like that, bro, and it's shutting. Like, the bitch is almost closed. I think I think if Bron doesn't win either this year or next year, it's not happening. Yeah, I think either this year or next year, then it's not happening. It's over with. Because like, teams are gonna get better and better and better. Um, because like, the West is wide open. And I think the Warriors gonna get another one. I think so. So let's see. The Warriors won. Well, who were the first people to win in this decade? So you had 2020. It was the Lakers. Then it was the Bucks. Then it was the Warriors. And now this year, who is it gonna be? I think that the Warriors are gonna win two more times in this decade. I say. I say the Warriors win two more times in this decade. And then and let me see. I say Bron gets one more in this decade. Bron will probably end with five. Like, do y'all think the Warriors are gonna get rid of Draymond? Yeah, I think the Warriors gonna get rid of Draymond for something. Yeah, I think Steph gonna win two more, bro. And then I think let's see. Who do I think is gonna be the first out of the young people? Who would y'all say? I think it's gonna be Luca. Does KD see another ring? Like, bro, listen, right? So let's say that the Lakers do get into the play-in, or like they are in the play-in, but Bron comes back, and let's say that Bron comes back from the fucking from the play-in spot and goes to the finals, bro. Hey, that's argument for the GOAT. That's argument for the GOAT, bro. I don't know if y'all think KD gonna get another one. Yeah, bro. I think the Lakers can beat anybody if they have LeBron and AD. Man, Wallace said you need KD to get another one. Nah, nah. We don't need that. We don't need to see that. Yeah, bro. I think if Braun wins one more, bro, it's over with. Like you can't you can't be mad at nobody or like so how people get mad now when you say, "Oh, Braun ain't the GOAT," or if you say Mike ain't the GOAT. Like I think if Braun wins one more, bro, you can't argue it. Like if you think Mike is the GOAT, that's great. If you think Braun is the GOAT, that's great. But I think there can like be a legitimate argument that Braun is GOAT or NJ GOAT. They without a doubt one and two. Without a doubt. That's if Braun get another ring though. Wallace said it's been over with. I don't know, man. I still got Jordan as the GOAT. I got Braun at number two. But I mean, it depends on how you see things. It depends on how you see things. I think so. One of the things that people try to, I think one of the arguments that people try to use on Braun, as far as him not being the GOAT and why Mike is over him, is because Mike won Defensive Player of the Year and Braun has none of those. But I would just really, really, really like to point everybody's attention to 2013. I believe it was. Braun finished second in Defensive Player of the Year, and Marc Gasol finished first. Marc Gasol won it. But this is where things get really, really spicy. Marc Gasol was not on first team all defense, but Braun was. So how does the person that is Defensive Player of the Year not make first team all defense? And the answer is very simple. Braun got cheated out of Defensive Player of the Year that year. I believe that shit firm in my heart. He got cheated at Defensive Player of the Year. Because there was no way that he was not Defensive Player of the Year in 2013. And might I add you, that was the year that Bron should have been the first unanimous MVP that Steph got in 2015, I believe it was. Because Bron had every single vote except one that went to, you will not even believe who it went to for that year. I dare somebody try to guess in the chat who it went to. Who the one MVP vote went to that prevented Bron from being the first unanimous MVP. I dare somebody. So nobody? Okay, there you go. Yeah, Carmelo. And that's not the shit on Carmelo. But like, bro, come on, man. Come on, bro. You ain't never really been like, Melo's the MVP. Like, bro, that was crazy. Some nigga voted for Carmelo, bro. Like, nobody else got votes except Bron. That is nuts, bro. That is disgusting. KD should have won it in 2014. I feel like that was like one of the, let me see, the last MVPs that I was like, okay, these are the MVPs were the, after Steph won the unanimous MVPs, I feel like after that the MVP was bullshit. Cause I think it went to James Harden, it went to Russ, Giannis, and then Jokic, and then Jokic again. Yeah, bro, that shit's nuts. I thought it was 2016 they gave it to Russ. Nah, I don't think Harden should have three-peated. I think Bron should have got it in 2018 too. The year that he took the year that he went crazy when he took that bum ass Cleveland team to the finals and gave them the best vacation of their fucking lives. Oh yeah, we do need to get back to the One Piece talk. I just talked about basketball for way too long. Um, what's it called, bro? There are multiple things that could be the Egghead incident. There are multiple things that you could point to, that you could say. And I will say, that Vegapunk escaping Egghead and Vegapunk possibly revealing information about the Void Century to multiple people in front of the Gorosei could be the Egghead incident. And then if A survived war, how strong do you think he'd have been if he trained with Ray and Luffy? He'd probably be top 10. I mean, Luffy's top 10, so I don't see why not. Is that Shanks the Dragon from Twitter that be hating on characters? Hey, I don't know nothing about that. Um, I don't know if we're lucky enough to get Dragon fighting a Gorosei, or Dragon, killing one. I don't think that we're gonna be that fortunate. As much as I would love for us to be that fortunate, I don't think that's gonna be the case. Um, there should be some type of fight between Dragon and Saturn. There should be. Bro, Wing is talking about Caesar and Judge teaming up like I called and they would make the new raid suits. Nigga, isn't that a flashback? That's not even in the present time, is it? Like, am I tripping? Or isn't that a flashback? Or no, that's the new one? Oh no. So I guess this is how the end of the cover story. Yo. Nah, I'm not getting Wing in here. No, sir. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So Wing said that he called Caesar Clown and Vegapunk teaming up to create the new raid suits. So all that whole, what did we do? Volume 33? 33 volumes? Is this the end? Yeah, I think Dragon is able to travel with his devil fruit. Me personally, I think that would make the most sense because it's something related to wind. So why wouldn't he be able to travel with it? I mean, I don't care how the nigga show up. I just know that he gonna be there. The exact opposite of the Magic Johnson meme is this. I'm gonna be there. Whoa. Mm. Nah, I don't think all the revolutionaries are showing up. I only think Dragon's showing up. Nah, he shouldn't rescue Sabo first. Sabo should rescue himself since his influence is rivaling Dragon's now. That nigga should be able to get out of that shit by himself. The fuck he need Dragon for? Nah, I think Sabo's good. I don't think Sabo really needs any rescuing, me personally. Yeah, I don't even think that Sabo was on the island when it was blown up. I don't think Sabo is a priority to rescue or anything like that. And since this nigga Kuma is teleporting everywhere, maybe Kuma went to go get that nigga. Or maybe he can go get that nigga. Like, I wonder how that nigga Kuma's powers work. Like, does he teleport niggas with, like, his. Like, how does he know where he wants to go? You feel me? Like, does this nigga use, like, observation hockey to, like, pinpoint the place that he wants to go? Because if he did it like that and he was able to, oh man, that'd be nasty. That'd be disgusting. Cause like, bro, that's what I'm saying. Like, how does this nigga teleport the way that he does and like move to the places that he moves to? It gotta be observation hockey. That nigga's using observation hockey to to manipulate his devil fruit power like that. Yeah, bro. Like if he was teleporting and stuff like that because of observation hockey, that would be nuts. Cause like, how does he know where he's sending people? Prime Kuma, maybe like right outside the top 10, maybe like 11 or 12, I guess. If I were to put him like some hypothetical, if I were to put him somewhere, he would be like he would be like between a first captain, between a first commander, a right hand, and an admiral. He would be like in that tweener spot, I say. Like he's stronger than first commanders, but he would lose to the admirals. Like I don't know. I don't know if Zoro's ever gonna be able to beat an admiral, and I don't know if Rayleigh was able ever able to beat an admiral. We'll see. Stronger than Benny, I don't know because it just depends. Like so, where I have um, Sabo in relation to all of the vice captains. To me, it's Sabo first, then Zoro or Beckman. But I got Sabo over Beckman for sure. Well, yeah, I say Mihawk's Admiral level, so yeah. I guess Zoro would be fighting an Admiral, or would be able to beat one. So then would Zoro be able to beat a Yonko? And probably so. Because I think Mihawk could beat a Yonko. I think if you put Mihawk in front of Big Mom, Mihawk is slicing that bitch the fuck up. I'm be real with you. I don't know if Zoro could beat an Admiral right now. Yeah, I don't know if Zoro could beat an Admiral right now. I'm not gonna get cut for a minute. Bro, Mihawk would slice Big Mom in two. Mihawk's output, his damage output is just too much. It would be too much for her. Bro, if she was telling Kaido to dodge from Zoro's attack, bro, what do you think that she would do with Mihawk? Yeah, I'm growing it. Yeah, I think that Zoro could dance with Kizaru for a good time, but he would lose. I think the only person you could say that could beat Kizaru on Egghead is Luffy. And that's a maybe. Well, see, bro, listen, it just depends, right? So y'all are laughing at me saying that Mihawk beats Big Mom, but where would y'all say, so what would y'all think Shanks would do to Big Mom? Do y'all think that Shanks is an entire tier above Mihawk? Nah, I'm just asking. Like, what would y'all say that Shanks is losing to Big Mom? Nah. Bro, and that's what I'm saying. Like, right, like even if you say that Mihawk can't beat Big Mom, Big Mom is not walking away from a fight with Mihawk, like in One Piece. It's not happening. I think I think Shanks is definitely messing with Kaido. Shanks is absolutely messing with Kaido. So I just read a comment that said I don't think Kizaru was close to Kaido. Luffy will have a good time. So if Luffy doesn't immediately or if Luffy doesn't mid diff Kizaru, then you can't say that Kizaru is not close to Kaido. Cause it's one thing to say that Kaido is gonna beat an admiral, but it's another thing to say that an admiral is not close to Kaido. Yeah, like I don't understand that. Like I understand if y'all say that the admirals are weaker flat out than the Yonko, I won't push back on it because like I'm not gonna argue a redundant point that's been argued year after year. But you can't say that the admirals are not close to the Yonko when in the case of Yonko versus or yeah, in the case of Yonko versus commanders or admirals versus commanders, the admiral was closer to the Yonko than the commander was, if you get what I'm saying. Or no. Here's a better way. The gap between the admiral and the Yonko versus the commander and the admiral was far deeper. The gap between commander and admiral level is so much deeper than the gap between admiral and Yonko. So I don't understand this. They're not close because like the examples that we saw in Marineford, even though I hate bringing up Marineford as a comparison to commanders versus admirals or um any power scaling, right? But when the admirals got a sneak attack on these commanders, they eliminated them from the battle. When these commanders were getting sneak attacks on the admirals, the most that they did was make them bleed a little bit. There was a vast difference in and um how the power was distributed, how the power was shown. Kaido 100, Akainu 100, Big Mom 100, Kuzan 99, Kizaru 98. Um, nah, I can't say that in good faith because, like, okay, so we can have Kaido at 100. That's cool. But Big Mom being at 100, I find very, very hard because Big Mom isn't like she didn't showcase any masterization in observation hockey. She didn't. She barely showcased any with armament. And I'm not saying that she doesn't have these techniques, but I know that the admirals are advanced in the basic levels of hockey and probably have conquerors as well. Like, what if Akainu fought Kaido? When did Big Mom use Rio? Bro, Fire Angel Chris, they used advanced hockey all the way back in pre-time skip. What do you mean? Their hockey hasn't been there. They used the barrier hockey all the way back in pre-time skip whenever they blocked Whitebeard's Quake Punch. Bro, Akainu versus Kaido is like a that's like a 50-50, and you wouldn't be wrong if you choose either or. But I would go with Akainu. I would definitely go with Akainu over Kaido. Because that shit about Kaido being number one in the world, that was hearsay. That was not a undisputed fact of the One Piece world. Because you sitting up here telling me that Marines watching Akainu versus Kaido would say, "Oh, you know what they say? Bet on Kaido in a 1v1." They like, bro, what you mean? Yeah, Admirals definitely have advanced hockey. Mark, I don't think you um I don't think you understand what I'm saying is hearsay. So I'll say it again. What's hearsay about Kaido is to bet on Kaido in a 1v1. How everybody says that Kaido won't lose in a 1v1, that's hearsay. That's not like undisputed because the admirals or whenever brand new was introducing the Yonko's bounties, he wasn't talking about Kaido in that manner. And that's something that we heard from the narrator's perspective. It's they say, they say, not the world says, not hey, it's a fact that you don't bet on Kaido. Yeah, Luffy didn't beat Kaido in the fair 1v1. But the thing is, in Oda's mind, he wrote Luffy in a fair 1v1. Kaido being durable doesn't make him the best 1v1 fighter. And it's hearsay because the Marines don't say bet on Kaido in a 1v1. And you would never hear Marines say that. Nah. We not gonna do that. Every title is not hearsay. The world's strongest man is not hearsay. The world's strongest swordsman is not hearsay. And what did they call? What do they call Dragon? The world's most wanted man. But yeah, like that stuff about Katakuri, that stuff that Brule was talking about Katakuri was hearsay. That was hearsay among the Big Mom pirates that he had never touched his back before, so on and so forth, blah 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 blah. That was literally hearsay. Man, Mihawk don't gotta go to Wano. They don't even got a swordsman there that made a black blade that's lived in the last 100 years. What that nigga need to go there for? World's strongest creature. Yes. But what's so let me ask you, what's the distinction between world's strongest man and world's strongest creature? If you have the world's strongest man go against the world's strongest creature at the same time, who is over who in that? And then the next question is, if after Whitebeard dies and he's not the world's strongest man anymore, then who is the world's strongest man now? Is it Akainu? Is it Shanks? Is it Mihawk? Is it Kaido? And is Kaido the world's strongest man and world's strongest creature? Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, just because Kaido is the world's strongest creature doesn't mean that he is indeed the strongest person alive. Because even Whitebeard, let's take Whitebeard for example. Whitebeard was not gonna beat everybody in a 1v1 who lined up against him while he was 70 years old, dying, so on and so forth, being the world's strongest man. So who would be the real world's strongest man at that point? Yeah, I don't think if you have a title that you're unbeatable, exactly. And it's just as simple as that. Like, even as much as we've seen from Kaido, or as much as we saw from Kaido, I think that Shanks' showing will be better than what we saw from Kaido. I think that Dragon's showing is going to be better than Kaido's once we see him go all out, once we see him do his shit. I think you can make an argument that Dragon will be stronger. I think you can make an argument that Akainu would be stronger. Mihawk. Or as strong. To where you're like, oh damn, he was the world's strongest creature, but what would this nigga be? I didn't say Kaido's title was hearsay. I said Kaido. I said betting on how people say bet on Kaido in a 1v1. That is hearsay. Well, see, the thing is like they can't just give Kaido's title out to Luffy. Um, because for one, I don't even think that they know that Luffy is a Zoan, or they don't want people to know that Luffy is a Zoan. And then also, like, I wonder if Whitebeard's title has been passed down, if there's a world's strongest man now, And if there is, who would it be? Would it be Akainu? Because that shit would be crazy if it's Akainu. Well, I think that's enough. This was fun. I'll see you guys later. I'll try to put some of these thoughts that be going in my head somewhere else.